On May 15, 2026, during a formal judicial proceeding, Chief Justice of India Surya Kant compared unemployed Indian youth to cockroaches and parasites of society. The remark landed in the middle of two unresolved institutional failures. Medical aspirants were already reeling from alleged NEET UG paper leaks, while thousands of other students faced severe irregularities in CBSE's marking process. These were specific, life-altering grievances that affected millions of families. The response came just 24 hours later. Political strategist Abhijit Deepke founded the Cockroach Janta Party, or CJP, a satirical movement designed to reclaim the Chief Justice's insult as a defiant rallying cry. The CJP didn't operate like a traditional political party. It used digital satire and memes to build a massive following around a single narrow demand. 3 weeks, these memes evolved into one of the largest physical, youth-led mobilizations Delhi had seen in years. Yet, despite the scale of the peaceful sit-ins, the administration offered no acknowledgement or engagement for an entire month. The movement had followed the standard democratic playbook: peaceful assembly and clear, specific demands. In response, they were met with absolute state silence. To increase the pressure, the movement sought a moral focal point. On June 28th, climate activist and education reformer Sonam Wangchuk joined the protest and began an indefinite hunger strike. A fast like this is a tactic of moral pressure. This graph shows the cost of the state's silence. While the government's response remained a flat line, Wangchuk's health markers were in a 3-week decline, shifting the movement into a high-stakes standoff. On July 18th, after 21 days of fasting, Delhi police physically removed Wangchuk from the protest site and transferred him to Safdarjung Hospital, a move made against his stated wishes. The government framed the hospitalization as a duty of care to protect his life. The CJP, however, called it an illegal detention, arguing the state was physically containing the protester's body to avoid addressing his demands. By choosing containment over conversation, the state signaled that even extreme peaceful pressure would not force a negotiation. On July 20th, the movement pivoted. They launched the Chalo Sansad March to Parliament to coincide with the opening of the monsoon session. When they reached Sansad Marg, the barricades were breached. Delhi police and Rapid Action Force personnel deployed baton charges and tear gas to disperse the crowd. The confrontation resulted in multiple injuries, mass detentions, and restricted internet services across parts of the city. On that very same day, while police were using force to clear the streets, Union Minister J.P. Mada finally opened verbal discussions with a CJP delegation. After a month of silence, the government appeared willing to talk only once the cost of ignoring the protest became higher than the cost of deploying force. For supporters, this entire sequence raised a sharp question. The ruling party often replaces state ministers overnight for political optics. The month-long refusal to do so here appeared to be a choice to assert authority rather than an administrative limitation. This points to what observers call a monopoly on power, the idea that a state may ignore peaceful protests to avoid teaching its citizens that protest is an effective way to bypass standard procedures. The government's counterpoint is more technical. They maintain that overhauling national exams and reshuffling a cabinet are major policy actions that require thorough review, not knee-jerk responses to street pressure. Regardless of intent, the delay produced a specific result. By not engaging with weeks of peaceful satire and fasting, the administration established a pattern where those methods appeared ineffective, leaving physical disruption as the only remaining lever for the movement. When a state ignores the standard ways to protest and only initiates dialogue after a violent confrontation, it provides a dangerous manual for dissent. It teaches the public that the only way to be heard is to break the door down.